Genesis chapter 23. Sarah lived to be 127 years old. She died at Kiriath Arba, that is, Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham went to mourn for Sarah and to weep over her. Then Abraham rose from beside his dead wife and spoke to the Hittites. He said, I am an alien and a stranger among you. Sell me some property for a burial site here, so I can bury my dead. The Hittites replied to Abraham, Sir, listen to us. You are a mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choicest of our tombs. None of us will refuse you his tomb for burying your dead. Then Abraham rose and bowed down before the people of the land, the Hittites. He said to them, If you are willing to let me bury my dead, then listen to me and intercede with Ephron, son of Zohar, on my behalf, so he will sell me the cave of Machpelah, which belongs to him and is at the end of his field. Ask him to sell it to me for the full price as a burial site among you. Okay, so Abraham already has a place in mind where he wants to bury his deceased wife, Sarah. And he wants to pay full price. Remember, he's a wealthy man. He can do that. But the guy doesn't necessarily, the one he wants isn't necessarily for sale. So when he's offered to just use any cave, to just take any cave, Abraham says, well, please talk to this guy to see if he'll sell me his burial cave, and I'll pay full price. So verse 10, Ephron the Hittite was sitting among his people and replied to Abraham in the hearing of all the Hittites who had come to the gate of his city. No, my lord, he said, listen to me. I give you the field and I give you the cave that is in it. I give it to you in the presence of my people. Bury your dead. Wow, that's generous. Wow. Verse 12, again Abraham bowed down before the people of the land, and he said to Ephron in their hearing, listen to me, if you will. I will pay the price of the field. Accept it from me so I can bury my dead there. Ephron answered Abraham, listen to me, my lord. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. But what is that between me and you? Bury your dead. This sounds like just a really polite way of making a deal. I get the feeling here that when they say you can just have it, that you better not just take it. You still ought to pay for it. And so they go through this like custom, it just seems anyway, to where finally someone says what the real price is, and then, you know, the other person would probably insult them if they didn't pay that price. Verse 16, Abraham agreed to Ephron's terms and weighed out for him the price he had named in the hearing of the Hittites, 400 shekels of silver, according to the weight current among the merchants. Okay, so from just that sentence alone where it says Abraham agreed to Ephron's terms, I mean, if we were just reading it literally, Ephron's terms would be that just take it, it's free. Don't worry about the fact that it's worth 400. But he agrees to Ephron's terms and pays him $400. So this had to be just a custom of going back and forth, and the terms were really, you can have it if you pay me 400 silver, 400 shekels of silver, and a shekel was determined by the weight of the silver, and they used the weight current among the merchants. Verse 17, so Ephron's field in Machpelah near Mamre, where Abraham apparently lived, both the field and the cave in it, and all the trees within the borders of the field, was deeded to Abraham as his property in the presence of all the Hittites who had come to the gate of the city. Verse 19, afterward Abraham buried his wife Sarah in the cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre, which is at Hebron, in the land of Canaan. So the field and the cave in it were deeded to Abraham by the Hittites as a burial site. And that's the end of chapter 23.